This is my visit to the Gundam factory Yokohama. I'm going to include a little bit of all the aspects of this trip so you can see for yourself what's on offer without actually having to be there. The first thing I want to draw attention to is the main attraction. I've got a 5x speed video here because it actually takes quite a while for these shows to happen, and they happen once every hour. As you can see, it's an incredible feat of engineering, and it looks so cool to see a life-size, 1-to-1 scale Gundam. The first thing to note is really just how tall it is in real life. That's 6 stories tall, a lot taller than most big buildings in the UK. And I don't think this video quite conveys the sheer scale of this thing. It's absolutely jaw-drop inspiring and a wonderful feat of engineering, like I've said. And I couldn't include it here due to the video speeding up, but there's also an audio show that happens at the same time, which is definitely really cool. More or less, it's the ultimate Gundam experience. This is what it looks like when you're approaching it, which I thought would be cool to include. And now, here's the next interesting thing. Now, I don't have the best quality video because of the position I was at. However, this is still really cool to see because if you pay an extra fee, you get to go up to the top 2 floors, alternating between them to see the show. You're in a queue that's kind of like a conveyor belt, but it's pretty cool to actually see it. And again, I must say, seeing it in person is definitely better. This is one of those few times I would absolutely recommend, if you get the chance before the end of March, to see it. What you can see here is that the level of detail is absolutely phenomenal. This is one of the coolest versions of the RX-78 I've seen in terms of its design, and to see it in actual physical form, even better. Here's a couple of different shots up the top so you can see what I'm saying for yourself, and one of me too. So yeah, I hope you've got an idea for the scale of the attraction now. And this is what it looks like from the front. Next, there's the Last Gundam Cafe. Here is a picture of my meal. As far as themed cafes go, the food was acceptable. Not the best, but I did love the wrapping and attention to detail here. It's certainly quite a cool theme, but other themed cafes are better in my opinion. Next, I've included a couple of the displays in the shop of some of the limited items. There are quite a few different displays, so if you want to see more, let me know. But this is just to give you an idea of some of the cool items that they specifically designed for here, and that ranges from figures to Gunpla to little notepads, all sorts of different mementos that could definitely please all different types of Gundam fans. And these are a specific little range of gachas that were there. As you can see, some keychains and wallets here, more on the expensive side. The shop was top notch. This is another sped up footage of something which I thought was really cool. Inside the museum, they have a robot which actually builds a Gunpla. Now that is definitely quite cool in of itself. As you can see here, it does a lot of different scanning and then it will piece it together, but this is something I thought was an extra sort of touch on top that made this experience even better. So ultimately, it's filled up with loads of really cool novelties that I think Gundam fans would enjoy. Also, what's really cool here is, if you'll notice, the actual Gunpla being built by the robot is the one you gain on entry to the park. So that's pretty cool, and another great souvenir that you get even if you haven't got a lot in pocket. I thought it was a pretty cool idea, especially if you have younger children or young people with you. This is a great way for them to have something cool and a nice way to enter into the hobby, considering it is an entry grade. But going back to the clip at hand, you can really see how cool this robot is. It's definitely an absolutely wonderful feat of engineering and novelty that adds to the experience even more, because I really think that they've gone above and beyond. And that definitely shows in all the attention to detail, all the little signs on the walls which tell you about all the information of the people who made it. And of course, there's loads of fun and interactive displays such as this one. And it really did shock me because I didn't know about this section at all. And I think that it really made the experience extra worthwhile, because ultimately it took me a lot longer to get through this than I thought it would, because there was so much bits on offer here. You could definitely spend an hour or 30 minutes just in this museum bit alone. Yeah, ultimately there's almost too much I could say and show you here, but if you're a Gundam fan, this is the quintessential experience.